Hello, my dears. If you're over 70 like me, you've likely earned the right to stop doing the things that don't add to your life. Stick around, because today we're talking about 10 household chores that just aren't worth your energy anymore. And trust me, there are smarter, easier ways to get things done. Let's dive in. Deep cleaning windows weekly. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I was obsessed with having the cleanest windows on the block. Every week, I'd haul out the ladder, grab the spray bottle and a rag, and spend hours scrubbing and polishing. I wanted my home to shine inside and out, and I believed that spotless windows were the key to making a good impression. But then one day, while balancing precariously on that ladder, I realized something. I was exhausted, my arms were sore, and my knees were aching. And for what? No one was coming over to inspect my windows. Not a single neighbor had ever complimented my sparkling glass. I started asking myself why I was putting so much pressure on something so trivial. Now, I found a better way. Twice a year, I hire a professional cleaning service to tackle the windows, both inside and out. It's worth every penny. I no longer risk my safety climbing ladders, and my time is better, spent on things I enjoy, like catching up with family or relaxing with a good book. For the rest of the year, I don't stress about a few fingerprints or a little dust. They're a part of life, and they certainly don't define the comfort of my home. 2. Scrubbing baseboards by hand. Oh, baseboards. If I had $1 for every hour I've spent scrubbing them, I could probably afford a beachfront vacation by now. Back when I was younger, I thought clean baseboards were the hallmark of a tidy home. I'd get down on my hands and knees, bucket in tow, and scrub until every speck of dust and scuff mark disappeared. But you know what? Over the years, I started noticing something. Nobody ever commented on my baseboards. They'd praise my cooking, admire my garden, even notice a nice throw pillow. But not once did anyone say, "Wow, your baseboards are immaculate." It finally hit me. This was a thankless chore that wasn't worth the strain on my knees or back. Now, I've adopted a much simpler approach. Every couple of weeks, I take a long-handled mop or a Swiffer duster and give the baseboards a quick swipe. If there's a noticeable spot, I might tackle it with a damp cloth, but that's as far as I go. Letting go of this obsessive scrubbing has freed up my time and saved my body from unnecessary strain. And guess what? My home still feels warm, welcoming, and clean, just without the backbreaking work. 3. Ironing bedsheets. Let me confess something. I used to iron my bedsheets religiously. I believed that perfectly pressed sheets were a sign of a well-kept home. I'd spend hours sweating over an ironing board, smoothing out every wrinkle and fold. It felt like a never-ending battle, especially with those fitted sheets that seemed determined to defy me. Then one day, it occurred to me, why was I doing this? The sheets were going to get wrinkled as soon as someone lay down on the bed. I wasn't hosting guests in my bedroom or running a luxury hotel. I was putting all this effort into a task that no one but me even noticed. Now, I've embraced a much simpler system. When the sheets come out of the dryer, I take them out immediately, give them a good shake, and put them straight onto the bed. They might not be picture perfect, but they're clean, soft, and just as comfortable. The best part? I've gained hours of my life back, hours that I now spend doing things that truly bring me joy. Ladies, ironing bed sheets is one of those traditions we've inherited without questioning. But when you stop and think about it, it doesn't make a bit of sense. Let it go and enjoy the freedom of knowing your time is too valuable to waste on meaningless chores. 4. Polishing silverware regularly. Let's talk about silverware, those elegant, shiny utensils we've collected over the years for special occasions. I used to spend hours polishing my silverware until it gleamed like a treasure chest of antiques. Every little tarnish felt like a blemish on my hosting reputation. But here's the thing. How often do you really use your fancy silverware these days? And when you do your guests actually notice? Most people are too busy enjoying the meal to care whether the forks are sparkling or not. Over time, I realized that all my scrubbing and polishing was for a detail that no one appreciated but me. Now, I only bring out the silver for the rare special occasion, and even then, I use a quick cleaning polish or wipes that do the job in minutes. The rest of the time, I rely on my stainless steel cutlery, which stays bright without all the fuss. It's simpler, easier, and lets me focus on what really matters, enjoying the company of my loved ones instead of wearing myself out before they even arrive. Moving furniture to vacuum underneath every week. For years, I was convinced that every speck of dust lurking under my furniture was some kind of catastrophe waiting to happen. Every week, I'd summon my strength to move heavy couches, tables, and chairs, just to vacuum the hidden spaces no one ever sees. By the time I finished, I'd be completely drained, and let's not even talk about the backaches. These days, I've learned to let go of that relentless perfectionism. If you're not hosting a museum tour, there's no need to keep the hidden corners of your home spotless every single week. Instead of moving furniture constantly, I now use a robotic vacuum cleaner. It's like having a little helper that glides under the furniture for me, picking up whatever it finds. If you don't have one, don't stress. A deep clean every few months is enough. Most dust will stay put until you're ready to deal with it. And if a few dust bunnies are having a party under your sofa, let them. They're not hurting anyone. Save your strength for things that make you happy, not things that wear you out. Organizing your pantry. Every month. Oh, the pantry, a place of order and chaos all at once. I used to rearrange my pantry every single month, making sure every can, jar, and box was perfectly aligned like soldiers standing at attention. I thought that a well-organized pantry was a sign of being a great homemaker, but let me tell you, it quickly became a full-time job. Here's what I've learned. As long as you know where the essentials are, the rest doesn't matter. These days, I keep things simple. I have designated sections for the basics, grains, canned goods, snacks, and spices, and beyond that, I don't overthink it. Unless there's something expired or spilled, there's no need to reorganize everything all the time. If you're like me and don't want to spend hours rummaging through the shelves, clear bins or baskets can help keep similar items together. And a once-a-year deep clean is more than enough to keep your pantry functional. Your time shouldn't be spent lining up soup cans. It should be spent enjoying that soup with people you care about. 7. Washing walls monthly. I used to scrub my walls every month, convinced that the smallest stain or mark was a sign of neglect. I'd get out the bucket, sponge, and detergent and work my way around the entire house. By the time I was done, I'd feel like I'd run a marathon. But let's be real. How often do you really notice walls, except for the occasional fingerprints or smudges that appear near light switches or doorknobs? Walls can look fresh and new for months with just a simple wipe down when necessary. These days, I don't make washing my walls a regular chore anymore. Instead, I spot clean the areas that need attention, whether it's a sticky spot in the hallway or a handprint in the kitchen. If I really feel the need, I tackle the walls during my annual spring cleaning, when the whole house gets a thorough once-over. Otherwise, I simply don't worry about it. The truth is, washing your walls every month is just an unnecessary way to exhaust yourself. There's no need to overdo it. Dusting the walls and ceiling on a regular basis and wiping down the high traffic spots is plenty enough to keep your home looking clean and welcoming. Hand washing dishes every night. I have to admit, I used to wash every dish by hand. No dishwasher for me back in the day. If there were any pots and pans from the evening's meal, I'd spend an hour scrubbing, rinsing, drying, and putting them away. At the time, I thought this was just what you did if you wanted a nice, clean kitchen, but now I realize it was wearing me out unnecessarily. Having a dishwasher isn't about being lazy, it's about working smarter, not harder. Now, if there's anything that needs washing right away, I'll do it. But most nights, the dishwasher handles it all for me, while I sit down and relax or chat with family. When it's done, I just unload and go about my evening. If you don't have a dishwasher, here's a little trick. Try doing a load or two per day to keep it manageable. That way, the buildup of dishes won't feel so overwhelming, and your kitchen stays looking tidy. You deserve the ease, especially when it means getting more quality time to yourself instead of standing at a sink scrubbing away. Replacing the light bulbs immediately when they burn out. This one used to drive me crazy. I was constantly scrambling for a stepladder, searching through my drawers for spare light bulbs the moment one went out. Every burned-out bulb felt like an emergency. I can't stand having a dark corner in the room, I would think. I'll deal with it right now. Then one day, I decided to take a step back and reevaluate. Does anyone really care if the bulb is out for a few days? The answer is no. The world won't stop spinning because one light in a room isn't working. Now, when a bulb goes out, I don't rush to replace it immediately. If it's in a part of the house where I don't need that much light, I leave it be until it's convenient to replace. There's a simple trick to avoid the whole light bulb anxiety. Keep extra bulbs on hand so you don't have to scramble to find them when needed. If the bulb is in a frequently used spot, like the kitchen or living room, sure, change it out quickly. But for other places, there's no rush. Save your energy for what's important. Let the light bulbs wait. 10. Washing rugs and throw blankets regularly. It used to be a regular thing for me. Every few weeks, I'd drag the rugs and throw blankets out for a wash, ensuring they stayed fresh and tidy. The idea of a dirty throw blanket on the couch just wasn't acceptable. But after years of this, I came to a realization. These items were meant to be lived in. First off, washing heavy rugs and throws can be a hassle. It's a whole production to move them, give them a good shake, and fit them into the washing machine. Plus, the wear and tear from washing them regularly ends up causing damage in the long run. These days, I've stopped obsessing over whether my rugs or blankets are perfectly pristine. A simple shakeout and spot cleaning are often enough. I've come to appreciate that a little wear and tear actually makes them feel more like home. And I don't fret about every little stain or spot. As long as they're clean and dry, they'll do their job, adding comfort and coziness to my living room. So if the rug looks a bit wrinkled or the throw blanket has some noticeable signs of use, I let it be. It's part of creating a lived-in atmosphere without overdoing it. Waxing floors. Every few weeks. Floor waxing. It sounds old-fashioned, doesn't it? I used to think it was essential to keep the floors of my home looking glossy and polished. Every month or so, I'd break out the wax, buffing it across the floors and doing my best to make them gleam. It was a whole process. Scrubbing, applying, buffing, and it left me exhausted every time. But I've since realized that waxing every few weeks is overkill. It's hard on your knees and back. And let's be honest, do people notice the difference once it's done? Not really. Floors are meant to be durable, and a nice clean sweep with a dry mop is usually enough. So now I focus on regular sweeping and quick mopping instead. And if I ever feel the urge to bring back a bit of shine, I'll go for a gentle polish a couple of times a year. But I no longer feel obligated to keep waxing constantly. I'll save the heavy-duty treatments for when it's really necessary, like once a year during my deep cleaning sessions. Floors look great, and I'm not wore out from endless buffing. Chore. Deep cleaning the garage or attic. Every few months. My garage and attic were once constant sources of stress. Every few months, I'd dive into a big clean-out, trying to keep things organized and clutter-free. But honestly, it was an exhausting task that seemed to get undone as soon as I finished. No matter how many bags of old junk I threw away or how perfectly everything was organized, something about those spaces just never felt quite right. Over the years, I've learned to let go of this obsessive cleaning habit. Sure, it's nice to get a fresh start from time to time, but now I don't stress over them unless there's a real need. I do a quick check for any things that are truly unusable or dangerous, like expired paint cans or broken tools. But I no longer treat the garage or attic like a perfectionist's project. Occasionally, I'll clean out one section when the mood strikes. But I've come to terms with the fact that clutter doesn't need to be completely gone for the space to be functional. It's enough to keep things organized and safe without making it a never-ending chore. The garage and attic don't need to be sparkling clean every month. What matters is that they serve their purpose. So there you have it. The 10 household chores that simply aren't worth your time and energy anymore. Remember, my dears, your time is precious. Spend it on things that bring you joy, not stress. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and check out my Savvy Senior newsletter for more tips and tricks to make life after 70 as easy and fulfilling as possible. Until next time, take care.